what you're doing, your position in your current organization, and what kind of projects lead you to work with AFD.
Okay. First, let me start with the introduction by myself. My name is Thiha. Just call me Ne in short for the convenience. By education, I'm a medical doctor. I'm 37 years old right now. I'm currently working as a country representative for the Fondation Mario in Myanmar. So basically, our mission is to strengthen the diagnosis system within the health system of the country. So our main target is to improve the health system in Myanmar. We have been here since 2012, and now we have been working for almost a decade in Myanmar. We implemented a lot of projects which are related to the diagnosis and improving the health system. A lot of things. Then our main counterpart in the country is Ministry of Health and Sport. We are mainly collaborating with the public sector. Just to give you a brief background of how we became, linked up with the AFD. In 2012, when we first started our mission in the country, we don't have a lot of partners. We are just trying to implement project by project. So this is where we have a conversation with the former country director of the AFD. At the time, the AFD did not have an office outside. They had the office in the French embassy. So we went there and meet with him, and we asked for his input and opinion about what kind of project we should focus on. Since then, AFD have been giving technical input and insight to us how to implement the project, and also they even link it with the donor and the organization partner like Party France, to get more funding and to implement the project. So this is just the beginning of the collaboration with the AFD. 2 years later, the country director was changed, but we still continue to collaborate with the AFD. Maybe it's just because of our performance, and the mission is focusing on helping the people and providing humanitarian aid to the population. AFD offer us to formulate a bigger project to strengthen the diagnosis system. It is around 2015. So this is where we came up with a very big project. The project is the loan project from French government to the Myanmar government. So the project award is 22 million. And we were because of the loan, we will get the grant from the European Union, 5 million. So the total project award is 27.5 million. So this project, AFD include us as a technical partner to support the Ministry of Health and Sport. In this project, I learned a lot about the professionalism of the AFD. This is, just to give you the disclaimer, neither me, myself, or my organization has no particular interest of promoting the image of the AFD in Myanmar. It is just my, the real experience with them. So when we implement the project, they have assigned different persons in each and every step of the project. They have the project officer, they have a management officer, and they have the country director. They have the level of management is very inspiring. And they are always on time on the management. What I like about is the organizational commitment on the project. They are closely follow it on every process of the project. They are not like any other donor, because I have a lot of experience with the different donors. Basically the idea is you get the funding, you implement the project, and then we will come back later and we will monitor your AF. With the AFD, it is different. They will follow up you very closely. Every step of the way, they will guide you how to adjust the project. Even though we are the technical expert in the field, they always give us, okay, that might be the good idea, that might be the bad idea. Another thing is, when they set a mission like this kind of big project, they are very consistent on their objective. they set the first objective, second objective, and until they reach to the achieve this objective, they are always consistent on the on the activity. Even with the public sector, they are very flexible. They give the time to adjust and manage, and sometimes they can be adapted as well. Another thing I highly would like to recommend here is their understanding on the context and the country. They know how to communicate with the public sector. They know which project can be relevant, in the setting. So just get back to the project, 28 million project. So it is a very heavy project. We have to take a lot of technical input and guidance from the AFD, because AFD have different experience in the different continents around the world. When we design the preliminary phase, we need to get their technical input, how we can do it. We have like a lot of discussion every week, every month. It takes 1 year to plan the project. And then finally, we have a meeting together with all the authorities from Myanmar government, and then we show them this is how we want to do it. Even then, AFD is, very, how can I say, very adjustive, because some of some authority from government, they didn't want, this project to be too expensive. So something like that. But AFD is always on point why you need this project, because it's a time around before COVID-19 is pandemic was happened. Myanmar have no BS3. I mean, it's a technical test, no laboratory to diagnose the COVID. So AFD want to upgrade the new facility to have the Myanmar government to cope with this kind of pandemic. It may not be needed right now. Maybe in the future the government will definitely need it. With this support, Myanmar will become the first country, they will ever have their BS3 laboratory in the country, because it has been like many years they did not have this kind of facility to diagnose such kind of outbreak. It's really important for the public health and the population. So it is the other benefit, or how can I say it, the AFD project. And when we discuss about the disbursement, and the AFD also gives the a lot of how can I say, a lot of aggressive and flexible opportunity to the Myanmar finance and the government, because it is always a very hard process, to get the transition from RFD to Myanmar Ministry of Planning and Finance. On the top of that, the AFD bring the technical expert from France to Myanmar, just to provide how to work on the this procurement process. It is a 22 million project. We have a very different scenario to pass. So for that, they even provide the training. I attend this training for 1 day, but even in the 1 day, they are like very, their experts are like very, they have a different understanding and the feedback on the audience. So yeah. That is, yeah. So unfortunately, the project was postponed because of the COVID. The COVID and the coup, the military coup d'etat. Yeah. So the AFD stopped. AFD postponed the project indefinitely, starting from 1st February 2021 to until one. It was a big loss to the country, but that is their own choice. We don't want to be bad, we don't want to have any say in that, but it was a big loss for the population and for the country. Anyhow, we are still collaborating with the AFD. Now we are designing the new project to get the funding from European Union to support the Myanmar population, especially under this COVID-19 pandemic. During the third wave with the military coup, a lot of people died, and also a lot of people suffer from the this triple crisis, economic crisis, COVID, and coup. So yeah, now we have been working with the AFD, how to help the Myanmar population in terms of social security, diagnosis, and that health services. Yeah.
Regarding all the projects that you mentioned and the ones you are collaborating with the EFD with, do you have any, SDGs, Sustainable Development Goals?
Yes, we do have it. From the, it was such a change to discuss about the sustainable development goal or millennium development goal. We set it since many years ago, but it was hard to achieve because of the the disrupted health system of the country, and the framework are very weak. They don't have an expert, they don't have infrastructure, they don't have the financing, they don't have the resource. So it is very hard to hope for the millennium development goal right now. So we are just like surviving objective after objective in terms of outbreak and things.
Mm-hmm. And I understand that the context doesn't help to achieve these goals, but when it comes to AFD, how far do they help you, or on the contrary, don't help you having this either reaching these goals, or because they also have their own SDGs.
Right.
So how can you describe the implementation of your own SDGs with AFD SDGs? Is it helpful? Are they helpful, or on the contrary, these are constraints? Because my understanding is that when they fund you, they have to tick the boxes that they achieve these SDGs. How do you feel about it when it comes to AFD?
I will give you just my own opinion. Throughout this, almost 8 years with the collaboration with AFD, we have a decent of satisfaction about how we can how they are supporting on the health system. Because for me, I have no idea about the other projects they have, and they are collaborating with the Myanmar government. But in the health system, even though this is their first time collaborating in the area of the health system planning, they have provided us a lot of insight and input, and also a lot of opportunity to get the funding. And I'm not only talking about the funding and the management framework. And sometimes even if we need it, they always have time to spare the consultant or consultancy advice or something like that. So all in all, we are very happy with how we are collaborating with the AFD so far.
Okay.
Sorry, the one they are not only having inside the country. Sometimes they have also the consultants from the Paris. They give a lot of insight and input as well. Yeah, and the Philip Pleasure, I like him a lot. His leadership is like, incredible. It is very. He understands Myanmar so well. He understands how he understood how to communicate with not only the organization and also with the public. That the in-country director is also like very helpful, and we have a lot of advantages because of the AFT. We won't be here unless we have this collaboration with the AFT.
And if you have to tell AFD to improve on some areas regarding the offer, regarding the services, regarding the relationship, what would it be? Nobody's perfect, huh? So this is
if I may, I know. If I may, I just want AFD to provide more resources on the service delivery area, not just only focusing on the one area like we are doing right now. When I say about service delivery area is like treatment and care for not only to the specific population, to the general population. If I can give you the example, like the ratio that UNA doing right now is with the much bigger scope. AFD is already in the country, they already provide a lot of things, but compared to the, these big organizations, their activity is not as relevant as they are doing right now. I just want them to be more improve on the humanitarian aid, like at the rich area, the conflict area, providing any kind of service might be great for the population and also for the country.
Yeah. So my understanding that you is it a replication of the type of projects in other topics, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
You mean why? What you mean by the replication? I don't.
That they expand their. Yeah. This is it, right?
Yeah. It's kind of like that. There are a lot of organizations working in the country. AFD should be like one of the organizations in the top 10 list in the country. Now like these organizations are taking their own place, like WHO, UNA, very close partner to the Ministry of Health and Sport. Especially in response to the COVID-19. They are like always the first one to to give the helping hand to the country. But AFD, in my opinion, is just a little bit step back. They are not really on time on this kind of thing. Maybe they have different kind of procedures to go through. But when it comes to COVID-19, in my opinion, you just give what you already have, because any kind of support will be very helpful to the country.
Yeah. Okay. And I don't know how you feel about. I don't know if they provide you already with some online services.
Yeah. What do you mean about the online training or online support?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. I have experienced one or two occasion with this kind of online training. The one that we have is when we apply the proposal to the European Union, which is a very heavy process. We have no experience in that area, so they provide one consultant for this aspect. So she is with us all the time. She provides us a lot of insight how to put information in this proposal, how we should write it, how we can summarize it. So this is overall we have this kind of online distant technical insight from the AFD, and which was invaluable for us, because without this consultant we won't be anywhere to apply this proposal.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, it's mandatory. Yeah. Okay. I have also a couple of questions regarding some topics to see actually how satisfied are you or not on AFD's delivery on this specific topic. So you already gave me some kind of answer when we were discussing. What do you think about their presence in the field, like really in terms of closeness and go in and see what's happening in the field?
You mean in terms of management?
Yes. There are people who prefer to stay at the office and just go and see what's happening in the real life.
Yeah, in real life we have so many meetings together with the government authority. The competence of the AFD staff. I only experienced two. I have met 2 or 3 people which are working under the AFD. Their competence is unquestionable, because they will always be on time. They will always be there, just to give you the answer. Any kind of inquiry you have, they are ready there. They are really will be there. So I think the competence is already there. They just have to step on further.
Okay. How innovative are their products? How do you feel about their innovative nature? Do they propose anything new?
Yeah. I will not use the word of innovative, but they are very creative in some of the project. I mean, let's say they can find a way how to compromise, to achieve the the target or the objective they set. Because working with the Myanmar government is not easy task. So every time you have to be creative and you have to be aware of your surrounding, and also your consciousness level is very important. So in that area, AFC is like very highly intelligent, on the how to communicate and how to achieve, what they want. So they always set a, very high standard for each and every kind of project. So yeah, they reach the, the minimum quality of the service. They try their best, and they can create. I mean, they can be created in so many ways. Because I have experience with this. The last, when we prepare for this 28 million project, the timeline, the financing plan, and the project management plan. Yeah, I mean, I think everything is, not as it's like in the beginning. They have to be adjust, change, and modify. So.
And are they also, because here it's the creativity to deal with people in terms of relationship, to deal with the government, but do you feel that the products, I mean, the offer, besides the relationship, how creative is it?
I cannot say exactly about the offer, because I don't know which kind of products they have in their pipeline, because we are only collaborating on the technical level and also the implementation level. So so it is kind of straightforward. Every time we need or we have to collaborate, we discuss together which can be met and which cannot be. So if you see this as a product, I think they are fantastic.
Okay. So you told me about the online training. Do they have any other services? And how do you feel about how the range of the services they provide is wide? They have like the offer is how. Do you have an overview of everything that they have to offer, or no? Hello? Hello?
I only have, can you hear me? Hello?
Yes.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Hello? Yeah, I just lost you for, sorry, and the connection here is very unstable. Okay, what I'm saying is I don't have an overview of all the projects they have. I only know in the health system area, they provide full course of training, and then they will follow up with the feedback and the things. So to answer your question, we need to know about how many online service they have provided, how many participants are satisfied. So I cannot answer you in 100% confidence. So I can only answer what I know about it.
Yeah, but would you like to know more about what they have to propose?
Definitely. I mean, we will be very happy to know, if they can, give us more, option about these online services or, in practical services. Yeah, I mean, we will be very happy to see.
Yeah. Okay. And yeah, I don't know if this is relevant to you regarding what you said earlier. Their financing conditions. Can you talk about it, or is it not relevant to you, like having a guarantor covenant financing project?
It is not very relevant. I mean, it's not relevant at all to us because we don't work as a guarantee or current, not yet.
Okay. And how do you feel about their AFD being independent, an independent actor as an organization? How independent do you feel and autonomous?
In the one hand, being independent is, very, very reliable for us. We have this organization, where we can ask for like suggestion and representation every time we needed it. So that autonomy is also important when we are dealing with a lot of political issue and the authorization issue. So because AFD being independent is AFD can directly communicate and enforce the government to what thing can be done. So for us, it's very different. We need to rely on the AFD for some other projects.
Okay, all right. Okay. So if you have to, we have to conclude about a word or some expectations for the future when it comes to AFD. What would you like to say? What would you like to share?
In terms of a word or things, we would like to, as I mentioned before, we would like to have more bigger scope and the mission from the AFD, especially in the area of providing humanitarian services to the population, hard to reach area and the conflict zone. Not only the health system and also other social responsibility as well. So yeah, that is what I hope for.
Okay. And last question. We ended the Q&A. It is another topic actually. AFD would like to organize a presentation of the results of this survey to the employees. And in this context, they would like to hear you again, but on a reduced format, a remote interview of 20 to 30 minutes. And again, you will have the opportunity to express yourself about your expectations regarding the AFD. They will take place around mid-December, so it will be a video format. Would you be interested to participate in?
Yes, it is in mid-December, right? Okay, yeah.
Okay, great. Great. So thank you very much for your time.